We're going to talk about something that's very real, very common, and yet sometimes hard to admit, and that is emotional disconnection in marriage. Maybe you've felt it before. You love your spouse, you're still committed, but somewhere along the way, it feels like your hearts drifted apart. You live under the same roof, you share the same responsibilities, but deep inside, you feel a little lonely. If that's you today, let me encourage you right up front. You are not alone. You are not without hope. God cares deeply about your marriage, and His Word gives us wisdom and healing for this very struggle. Emotional distance usually doesn't show up overnight. It happens slowly, almost silently. A missed conversation here and a little unresolved conflict there. The busyness of work, the kids, the stress of everyday life. And before you know it, slower pace, you look up and realize we're not as close as we used to be. In Ephesians 4:26-27, Paul writes, "Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold." When we don't resolve conflict, when we push our feelings aside instead of sharing them with love, it gives the enemy a foothold. And that foothold becomes distance. And that distance, if left unchecked, can feel like a wall. But here's the beautiful truth. God designed marriage to be so much more than just two people sharing a house or raising children. From the very beginning, God intended for husband and wife to experience oneness. Genesis 2:24 says, "That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh." That one flesh goes beyond the physical. It's about emotional closeness, spiritual unity, and the safety of knowing your spouse is your partner, your encourager, and your closest friend. Marriage was meant to be a safe place where your soul can breathe. So, what do we do when emotional disconnection creeps in? Let me share 3 biblical steps you can start today. Step 1. Return to communication. Proverbs 18:21 reminds us, "The tongue has the power of life and death." That means your words matter. Your words can either wound or they can heal. Sometimes emotional distance is simply the result of silence. We stop talking about our hearts. We only talk about bills, kids, and chores. So here's the challenge. Make space to talk, not just about schedules, but about your heart. Ask each other, how are you really feeling? What's been weighing on your mind? What do you need from me right now? Step 2. Practice sacrificial love. The Apostle Paul gives us such a powerful picture in Ephesians 5:25. "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." Christ's love was sacrificial. He put our needs above his own. And in marriage, when both husband and wife take on that same attitude, choosing to serve one another instead of demanding to be served, the walls begin to fall. Sacrificial love might look like this: listening when you'd rather check your phone, helping with something you don't enjoy just to lighten your spouse's load, speaking kind words even when you're frustrated. So let me leave you with something very practical. This week, take 15 minutes each evening with your spouse. No phones, no TV, no distractions, just the two of you. During that time, share two things. One thing you're grateful for about your spouse, and one thing that's been heavy on your heart, and then pray over each other. 15 minutes, that's it. But if you make this a habit, you'll begin to feel the walls of distance slowly come down. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. God began this marriage. He brought you together. And the same God who began a good work is faithful to finish it. Emotional disconnection doesn't have to be the end of your story. With small steps, with prayer, and with God's grace, your marriage can be renewed. Oh, so don't give up. Lean into Him. Love each other deeply, and watch as God breathes new life into your relationship. If this message blessed you, share it with someone who might be walking through the same season. And until next time, may God richly bless you and your marriage.